It's another busy morning for you on this Tuesday. Welcome to Good Day LA. It's 8 o'clock. I'm Jen Lammers.
It's December the 16th. I'm Bob DeCastro. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. We've got shocking new details in the tragic deaths of director Rob Reiner and his wife. Their son has now been arrested for their murders. We'll have more on the hours leading up to their deaths.
Police in Australia discover a potential terror link in that attack on Hanukkah. We'll have more on that and a terror plot right here in Southern California.
And brace yourself for delays and detours in the valley. We'll have more on lane closures. It could make a mess of your morning commute. First, let's get to Maria with a check on weather on this Tuesday. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. The fog is actually making a mess, or at least slowing you down a little bit out there. The visibility map still showing us quite a bit of a larger area here with zero visibility or a quarter-mile visibility or less. So very hazardous driving conditions here in that area, parts of the South Bay, Orange County, and even into the inland areas, Fullerton, Santa Ana. So you really want to slow it down, okay, today. Give yourself that time to get to where you need to go. Temperatures are cool still. In Fraser Park, it's 40 degrees. 52 in Burbank, a little milder. 57 in Pasadena. 42 chilly in Corona. 50 in Riverside. 28 in Big Bear, still below freezing. 62 in Palm Springs. Eventually, it'll get to around 84 in Palm Springs in the low desert. 71 in the high desert areas. To that 66 in Big Bear up into the mountains. Beautiful. Some breezes coming out of the northeast, so that offshore flows with us. That's what's helping to warm up the atmosphere. So well above average. Upper 80s for the valleys and the Inland Empire, maybe 81 for downtown, 67 along our coast. It is going to cool down eventually. I think this weather pattern will break. According to some models I'm watching, there's the chance of rain coming back in the forecast. I'll have details in just a few moments. In the meantime, let's head back up to Stu in Sky Fox, watching some slowdowns here. Are you on the 405, Stu? Over the 405 there? Is that Sepulveda?
First try. Yes, it is definitely going to be the 405, and we're in the Sepulveda Pass. You know, sometimes you think to yourself, they got there all this traffic, but look what they're looking at. That's got to be a beautiful drive. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're going that slow because they're just all soaking in the green and just enjoying the ride. Probably not. Let's get real. 405 southbound, very slow and go today. Probably a little extra because of all that cloud layer down there. A lot of the freeways we've been seeing leaving the valley where it's nice and sunny, headed down into that cloud layer that you were talking about. It definitely is creating some problems. People are hitting the brakes as they should because you want to take it slow. Today, the 405, just a little extra slow, I can tell you that. You're on the brakes from Sherman Way through that Sepulveda Pass. If you're getting out of the fog and into the sunlight, going basically northbound on any of the freeways out here, the ride definitely much better. But if you're heading into that fog today, give yourself a little extra time, give yourself a little extra space. You don't know about that person driving next to you. Sending it back to you all in the studios, and good morning.
All right, good morning, Stu. So we do begin with that news that's rocked Hollywood. Of course, we're talking about the killings of legendary director Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. The couple's son, Nick, remains behind bars without bail. TMZ is reporting 32-year-old Nick Reiner is currently being held at the Twin Towers jail in administrative segregation and on suicide watch.
With the very latest on this, let's get to Mario Ramirez. He's live outside the criminal courts in downtown LA, and he is expected perhaps to make his first court appearance today, Mario?
Yeah, that's right. We're still standing by for more information on that, but we know prosecutors are expected to take the next steps in this high-profile case. Nick Reiner has now been officially named a suspect in this case, and it links back to the murder of his own parents at their Brentwood home. You can see him pictured here with his family. The youngest son of director Rob Reiner, Nick remains in custody as authorities take the next step in this case that has shocked Hollywood. The 32-year-old arrested Sunday night on suspicion of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and his 68-year-old mother, Michelle Singer Reiner. And today, the LA County DA's office is reviewing the case to decide whether formal charges could be filed and what those charges look like. The couple was found inside their Brentwood home Sunday afternoon, discovered by their daughter, Romy, who called 911. Investigators say Nick was not at the home when officers arrived, and they believe he left sometime after the attacks. Meanwhile, detectives have been piecing together a timeline in all of this, including a heated argument between Nick and his father at a holiday party the night night before. TMZ reports that hours later, he checked into a Santa Monica hotel around 4 a.m. Sunday using his credit card before he was eventually taken into custody late Sunday night in Exposition Park. Now, many are still asking who Nick Reiner is. Well, we can tell you some more information here. The 32-year-old is the youngest of Rob and Michelle Reiner's two sons. Professionally, he was credited as a writer. He's been open about his battles with drug addiction as well as homelessness, telling People magazine in an interview he made his first visit to rehab at 15 years old and would return 17 times. So a struggle that he and his family have been dealing with for quite some time. And as prosecutors decide exactly how to move forward, Nick Reiner, again, is being held without bail, and we'll have updates here throughout the morning on Good Day LA. Live downtown, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Mario. Yeah, he was mentioning that Nick was very open with his mental illness and the health challenges there, and then his drug abuse. This was 10 years ago, profiled in Being Charlie, which was, I mean, directed by Rob. Nick actually wrote it.
Yeah.
So this was a conversation. The two of them had gone on press junkets, talking all about it.
They did, to promote this film.
Right.
And they say, you know, write what you know and write what you experience, because that is the most authentic storytelling. And Being Charlie, eerily now especially, mirrors what we're learning about Nick Reiner, who co-wrote the movie that focuses on navigating life and relationships and family with addiction.
I'm not going to listen to you tell me what a drug addict I am.
Tough, Dan. You can either head back to treatment or live on the streets. It's your choice.
I love him. I don't love him.
No. You've had plenty of choices, Charlie.
Rehab or jail. You know, quite a wide selection there.
So the film follows a successful actor turned politician and his son, a privileged child who's struggling with addiction. Charlie has numerous failed attempts at rehab until his dad tells him, get clean or get out. When they were promoting the movie, father and son said that Nick's screenplay mirrored their relationship and their lives. Rob said that he decided to do the movie because he thought it could be healthy, both for Nick and the whole family, maybe even cathartic, to explore these issues cinematically. And I watched, as you were mentioning, some of their interviews that they did during the promotional leg of this project, and he was telling people, like, it hasn't been easy, and they do get in a lot of fights, and he didn't know if he should do the tough love approach, you know, of telling him to get out.
Right.
How many chances do you give somebody? And he said that they mainly made this film to help other families who are going through this, because if you see that, hey, it can even happen to people who have excess and access to anything and everything.
I've said this before. It's like, you know, you can love somebody through addiction, but you can't love them through addiction. Love is not the only thing that's going to get them through. It helps, but even knowing that they're loved and they're supported is sometimes not enough to actually help them through it.
To help them stop. There's actually a scene near the end when the father tells his son that he's trying to save his life, saying, I'd rather you hate me and you be alive. And Reiner said that was taken almost verbatim from their own lives, and the movie had helped them achieve that level of communication. And now, as we know and reported, Michelle and Rob Reiner are dead, and Nick has been arrested for their murders. This is a tragic turn of events that is unfolding before us in real time now that there's reports online alleging that Michelle had confided in friends a few months ago that she was at her wit's end with Nick, and that they have exhausted all options to try to get him help.
He had been in and out of rehab 17 separate times. I mean, imagine that. That's exhausting,
you
not
have a
just
family
physically, but mentally.
And all the means in the world to be able to get as much help as possible, right?
Excess and access.
Not everybody. I mean, probably the vast majority of people who are dealing with addiction in their family don't have the means of it. Of
course.
But sometimes that's just not enough.
Right. Mental illness and addiction spans all ages, demographics, and everything in between.
Yeah.
And my heart just goes out to their other the three children, including Tracy Reiner, right now, navigating this.
No doubt.
As a family.
All right, well, continue to follow that. In the meantime, new details are emerging in the deadly mass shooting in Australia. Investigators say the terror attack was inspired by ISIS. They see two gunmen open fire on a crowd of people celebrating Hanukkah on Australia's famed Bondi Beach on Sunday. 15 people were killed, at least 25 people were injured. The suspects, a father and son, were both shot by police during the attack. The father was killed. The son remains in the hospital. Investigators found Islamic State flags in their car along with explosives. Sydney's famed Opera House pays tribute to the shooting victims. The image of a menorah was projected on one of the exterior sails of the building to show support for Australia's Jewish community. Australia's Prime Minister called the shooting an act of anti-Semitic terrorism that shook the nation.
There's a sense of extra vigilance now as we head toward the holidays. Large groups of people gathering to celebrate. And in fact, the FBI says it stopped a New Year's Eve bombing plot right here in Southern California.
Yes. Haley Winslow joining us live from Westwood, the federal building there, with the latest on this. Haley.
Yeah, Bob and Jen, FBI agents call this plot dangerous, imminent, and credible, and say that putting a stop to it prevented mass casualties. They arrested 4 local suspects yesterday, made their first appearance in court, ages 24 to 41, all local, and then a 5th suspect who was affiliated, they say, with a similar plot out of New Orleans. So we're outside of the FBI's LA field office, where federal authorities announced yesterday that they put a stop to the dangerous major New Year's Eve terror plot against Southern California just days before it was set to happen. Those 4 suspects, all in custody, they made their first appearance in court yesterday. Federal officials say the suspects were part of an anti-government, anti-capitalist extreme group called the Turtle Island Liberation Front. Investigators say the group planned to plant backpacks filled with IEDs at 5 or more locations, described only as Amazon-type logistics centers, to be detonated simultaneously at midnight on New Year's Eve. They wouldn't disclose exactly where those locations are, but they do say that the plot was already in motion. FBI agents arrested the suspects on Friday in the Mojave Desert as they were actively unloading those bomb-making materials and preparing to build and test their explosives. Prosecutors say investigators recovered pipe bomb components and a detailed handwritten plan called Operation Midnight Sun.
Last Friday, the FBI arrested 4 of those subjects near 29 Palms in San Bernardino County while they planned and rehearsed their attack. The 4 subjects are members of a radical faction of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, TILF, a violent, homegrown anti-government group. The subject arrested envisioned planting backpacks with improvised explosive devices to be detonated at multiple locations in Southern California, targeting U.S. companies. These bombs were to blow up at the same time on midnight this New Year's Eve.
Officials say the plan also included future attacks targeting ICE. Federal officials have stressed that this was a joint effort, including the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, the LAPD, LASD, and several other local agencies. Reporting live here in Brentwood, I'm Haley Winslow. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Haley, thank you. Still ahead, California is joining 20 other states in a lawsuit filed against Uber. We will tell you why.
Also coming up, a ballroom battle in court today. The legal fight over Trump's White House construction project when we come back.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilban. The clouds, the fog still out there, especially near the coast. 48 degrees currently in downtown, and we do have that dense fog advisory that is in effect until 10 a.m. Large part of SoCal here along our coast into LA County and Orange County. That fog bank and low cloud cover has extended into the inland valleys. No burn rule is in place. Air quality alert, so please don't be burning any firewood, any pellets, even the fake logs, indoor or outdoor, just because it adds a lot more particulate matter in the atmosphere, and that can be very harmful for all of our lungs, not just for those of you in the sensitive groups. Big area of high pressure still in control, but it will start to break down this weekend, and then next week it is going to be weak enough to allow an area of low pressure to move down the coast, and it looks like, according to the models, we could see some wintry weather next week, just in time for our first full week of winter officially here in the northern hemisphere. So we could be looking at some light showers, I would say, by next week, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. We will welcome winter officially on Sunday. That is the winter solstice, and we mark it at 7:03 in the morning when the sun's rays are over the Tropic of Capricorn. And this is when we get the shortest amount of daylight hours. So it will be kind of quick. You'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, it's sunset already. But the good news is, after this weekend, the days will start to grow longer. We'll get more longer daylight hours. So that's the good news. The sunset will be just a little bit later by about a minute, and that sunrise will be a little bit earlier as well. So that's the good news after we get through the winter solstice. 81 degrees today for downtown. That's still well above average. 84 in Indio, 71 in Las Vegas if you're headed there. I'll show you the 70 forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. A hearing is set today in a lawsuit to stop the building of a White House ballroom. The Trump administration says the project must continue for national security. The National Trust for Historic Preservation filed the lawsuit demanding additional reviews and congressional approval. The administration says security standards require work to continue. The White House says the project is all privately funded. They expect it will be done by 2029.
California joining 20 other states in a lawsuit filed against Uber. The company is accused of charging people for its Uber One subscription without their consent and making it difficult to cancel. The lawsuit, previously filed by the FTC, claims Uber misled customers about the amount of money they could save. The lawsuit claims users did not receive free deliveries or savings on orders as promised. And some users describe the cancellation process as, quote, exceedingly difficult. Uber denies the claims, including that it signed people up for the subscription without their knowledge.
All right, pucker up. More than 1,000 couples kissed their way into the record books. 1,435 couples gathered in downtown D.C. for an event under the national mistletoe. The couples all locked lips for 5 seconds at the same time, breaking the Guinness World Record for most couples kissing under the mistletoe. Saturday's event broke the previous record of 480 couples, which was set back in 2019 in St. Louis. But if we're talking a grandma kiss, you know what I mean? A closed pout.
It all counts, don't you think?
Or something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
It all counts. Yeah. Some takes more work than others, but it's fine.
Don't use too much teeth.
No, you can't. You can't clench the teeth. I've had that before. It's awful. I have big teith. So if I'm with somebody else who's got big teeth, it's a disaster. Yeah.
Going to be issues.
Anyway.
8:19 is your time. Still ahead. Brooke is taking us inside the Museum of Illusion.
Oh!
Wow, look at that.
I'm trying so hard to hold on.
Oh, my God.
Actually,
I thought it was a picture for a second.
That's
oh my
the whole point here.
Cool.
It's an illusion. So cool. I know, right? Can you believe, like, I really got into it for you guys. You're welcome. I'll show you more after the break.
I thought we had to jump in there and save you for a second. Sorry to break up the conversation about grout that you and Zoe were having just now. Tiling and grout.
Wood planks.
Wow.
If you are looking for a festive night out, Frosty's Christmas Bar in Hollywood is the perfect place to go.
I've been there before, and Coco McAvoy is there live now with a look at the ultimate holiday bar. Yes, so much to see there.
Hey there, we're just steps away from the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we are now in the North Pole. Look at how beautiful this is. It's so magical and imaginative, and it doesn't just end here at the North Pole. Take a look inside here as we continue through Frosty's Christmas Bar right in the heart of Hollywood. I gotta tell you, I've been really looking for a way to get into the Christmas and holiday spirit. This is the perfect way. Look at these beautiful bulbs. It really brings you right into that spirit. As I turn the corner here, I'm now with Leah. She's the project manager. Oh my gosh, Leah, you have to tell us all about Frosty's Christmas Bar.
Hello, my name is Leah Monroy, event and project manager. Frosty's is not just a bar, it's an over-the-top immersive experience. Featuring live DJs, specialty cocktails, we even have bottle service and our signature shot ski experience.
That's so cool. And as we keep walking through, you were telling me how this is the third year here, but this is really expanded across the country, right?
Correct. We have 9 years in Chicago. This is our third year here, and we recently expanded to Houston and Austin as well, and we've been in New York for over 5 years.
It's outdoor and indoor. Tell us about this huge space that we just walked into.
Yeah, so this took about 3 weeks to build out from the ground up. It was pitch black in here when we brought in the lighting for the Christmas spirit.
And you've got a bottle service area, right? And lots of cocktails to offer?
Exactly. We have over 4 signature cocktails, and we feature a mocktail as well, which is tailored to your palate.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about who can be part of this. You said it's 21 and up.
Yes, we say kids over 21. It's your childhood Christmas dreams come true, but in an adult way.
I like that. Kids 21 and up. And for people who haven't been here yet, what is it like when it's underway with all the people?
Yeah, I mean, we say if you want a more relaxed vibe, we encourage you to come during the week, Monday through Friday. If you want the party experience, the bottle service, the shot ski, definitely come on the weekends for our sold out days.
And how can people get tickets?
You can get tickets at frostyschristmas.bar.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Leah, for speaking with us. Look at this beautiful place. It is so much fun, especially when it's underway. Like Leah said, Monday through Friday is a little bit more relaxed. It's open from 6 until midnight, but on the weekends, it goes from 6 o'clock in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning. This is going to be running here right in Hollywood through Tuesday, December 30th. I'll send it back to you.
It's pretty great.
First time
I've done the shot skis before.
I've never heard of a shot ski before, but now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
We're going to show you and one of the hits coming up.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Thank you, Coco.
Thanks, Coco.
All right, still ahead, when AI goes wrong, the fallout after a high-profile misstep.
Also, we have the latest details on the Reiner murders. Straight from TMZ, Michael Babcock will be right with us after the break. up at 8:30 this morning. Thanks for sticking with us on Good Day LA.
So we are staying on top of developing news in the death investigation of Rob Reiner.
Investigators continue to piece together what led to the deaths of the legendary filmmaker and his wife Michelle inside their Brentwood home on Sunday afternoon.
The couple's son, 32-year-old Nick Reiner, was arrested by LAPD on suspicion of murdering his parents. The arrest came one day after a reported argument between Nick and his father at Conan O'Brien's holiday party. And now TMZ is reporting new details about where investigators say Nick went after that argument and who was among the first people called to the home after Rob and Michelle's bodies were found. Joining us now with those exclusive details, TMZ executive producer Michael Babcock. Michael, thank you for being here this morning.
Morning, Jen. Morning, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. Yeah, what are you learning about Nick Reiner's arrest? Interesting to us here because he was actually arrested near Exposition in Vermont. It's a good distance from the Reiner's home there in Brentwood.
Yeah, no, Bob, I think that's a good point. And now, and I know we're going to get to this, we've learned that he actually spent at least some of Sunday night, Saturday night, or I'm sorry, Sunday morning, into that afternoon in Santa Monica at a hotel. But you're right, Exposition Park is where he was arrested by LAPD. And thanks to a post by the gang division, which has now since been deleted, been taken down, they shared some photographs. We have also learned that the LAPD had asked for some assistance from the U.S. Marshals, who obviously, this is their thing, this is their gig, right? They find fugitives, and they assisted LAPD. So they take him, Nick, 32 years old, into custody Sunday night, and he is then transported over to the Twin Towers, where he remains right now on suicide watch.
Michael, I've heard several reports now that Michelle Reiner was actually alive when her daughter found her and Rob, and that she was able to communicate with her daughter on scene. Are you hearing this as well?
So yeah, unclear if that's true. That is absolutely something that is floating around. I'm not so certain that that's true, though. Mm-hmm. We have been told from people we've spoken with that that's not the case. But you know how these situations can be. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it, unfortunately, is just bad information. So that's certainly something that I have heard, but we have not confirmed.
So we're learning more about the history of Nick Reiner. And apparently, had these mental health issues, dealt with homelessness, the drug addiction issues, and was in and out of a rehab at least 17 times. He's been really open about this. But what about the violence? Like, at what point were there any reports of him being violent? Because it seems a big leap for a tragedy like this to take place.
No, I agree, Bob. The issues that he had have been well documented by Nick. In fact, Nick and his dad collaborated a few years ago on a semi-biographical project that really dealt with the dad and the son and addiction issues. Nick has for more than half of his life, since he was 15 years old. He's 32 years old now. So for 17 years, he has battled issues, and a lot of it originated, or the root cause was the substance abuse issues, but that did force him living on the street. He was in New Jersey homeless. He was in a number of different states without a roof over his head. But I could not agree more. I mean, it just seems shocking to me to go from someone, okay, you're having addiction issues and you've been in rehab, and at times the relationship with your parents have been strained, to go from that to what he has now been accused of, and brutally and gruesomely allegedly murdering his parents. It's just, it doesn't seem possible.
So Michael, TMZ is also reporting that Billy Crystal saw Rob and Michelle after they were found. What do you know about that day?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts Saturday night. Conan O'Brien has this really glitzy and glamorous party every year, a holiday party, and his celebrity friends attend. And this year, like they have in the past, Rob Reiner, Michelle Reiner attended. They also brought Nick. Now, this is, like I said, it's like a fancy event. You've got suits and dresses. Nick, we were told, however, seemed very out of place at the party. He had a hoodie on, was very much to himself, seemed like something was wrong or something was off, and that he, in fact, gets in this big blowout argument with his father at the party, screaming at each other. So intense that Rob Reiner and Michelle actually leave. Unclear if Nick left, but they leave. You fast forward a few hours, 4 p.m., around 3:40 p.m. to be precise, Romy Reiner, their daughter, comes into the home, sees her parents in the state that they're in, and calls 911. Now, shortly after she called 911, one of the first calls she made after calling police, calling for help, was to Billy Crystal and Billy Crystal's wife. They don't live far from there, and they rushed over to the scene. We were told that Billy and his wife got there before the bodies had been taken away, so he actually saw his friend. Yeah, awful.
Wow.
I cannot imagine.
So tragic all around, Michael. Michael Babcock, executive producer for TMZ. We know you're going to stay on top of this, and we will check on you as we learn some new developments. Michael, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Meantime, police are expected to present their case against Nick Reiner to LA prosecutors today.
Continuing our team coverage, we've got Mario live outside the criminal courts building in downtown. Mario.
Yeah, that's right, and we are expecting those charges to officially be filed by the district attorney's office. We can tell you that Nick Reiner remains in custody, and he possibly could appear in court here in downtown LA. But first, those charges have to be filed, and we're waiting for more information on that. But you can see him here, Nick Reiner, 32 years old. He's photoed in this family picture. Now, he is at the center of this high-profile murder investigation following his arrest in the deaths of his parents. The 32-year-old taken into custody Sunday night on suspicion of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and his mother, Michelle Singer Reiner, 68. Today, investigators expected to present the case to the DA's office, and as they consider whether and how to formally file charges. The couple was found dead inside their Brentwood home Sunday afternoon, discovered by their daughter, who called 911, as you heard from TMZ there. Investigators say Nick Reiner was not at the home when police arrived and believe he left at some point after the stabbings, and they've been building a detailed timeline, including an argument between the father and son at that holiday party the night before. Police say hours later, he also checked into that Santa Monica hotel around 4 a.m. using his credit card before eventually being tracked down and arrested in Exposition Park. And authorities, again, say he's being held without bail at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility and placed on suicide watch. Now, the LAPD's Robbery and Homicide Division continues to lead the investigation, and they'll be presenting that case with evidence that they've gathered from the home there in Brentwood, where we've learned Nick lived with his parents. For now, that's the latest here downtown. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Mario, we'll check in with you. Thank you so much. For the latest updates on this story, on air and on streaming and online, we are there. As new information and reaction to this tragedy comes in, Fox 11 and Good Day LA will bring it to you. You can find those updates on foxla.com. Also, be sure to get our Fox Local app and or you can check out our YouTube page, which is Fox 11 Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom, meantime, announcing that California has hired 2 former leaders of the CDC who criticized the Trump administration for ignoring scientific standards. Dr. Susan Menares and Dr. Deborah Oury left the CDC after pushing back against policies they say undermine science. They'll now consult for California, helping strengthen the state's public health system and shield residents from the federal government's shift away from what they call science-based policies.
California is stepping forward at such a pivotal moment, positioning itself not only protect its own communities, but really to serve as a model for how states can lead together in an era of shifting federal priorities, constrained resources, and evolving health threats.
Dr. Menares was fired in August after less than a month on the job, and Dr. Oury stepped in partly in protest of her dismissal. All right, on to entertainment.
Good morning.
Aren't you glad I have entertainment?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll always love that joke. There's just certain jokes that never go out of style, right?
It's true.
A little bit bum. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamaba Resort and Casino. As if we needed this reminder, but maybe we do. AI is not always A-OK, and it's not always correct when it comes to everything. And now we are seeing the actual fallout of when AI goes wrong. So Amazon has pulled a video recap made with artificial intelligence from its hit TV show Fallout after users said, hey, you got several facts wrong about the series in your recap. It was supposed to be this new tool, an experimental feature to help users get caught up on episodes for a select Prime original series. Well, now it's disappeared from the site after many users highlighted mistakes in its video that summarized the events of season 1. Oops. Including claiming one scene was set more than 100 years earlier than it was. When the users are calling out the platform saying, hey, inaccurate.
AI kind of has a mind of its own and says, you know, we didn't like the way that storyline was written. We're just going to do it our own way.
That's scary.
And they'll think it's better.
Right, but AI is not supposed to. You know, everyone's sharing their Spotify Unwrapped.
Right.
I want to see your Chat GPT Unwrapped.
Oh.
I said we should do Chat GPT roulette.
Yeah.
At some point. And show me your top 5 Chat GPT searches.
Oh, God, I used Chat GPT just the other day. I'm starting to use it more. But I
looked up, what does my ear itch? Does that have anything to do with low testosterone? I can tell you that's the last thing that I Chat GPT.
And what'd you learn?
I learned that it in fact does, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness, Dr. AI. Jeez. Wow.
So anybody out there who shares my pain?
Well, speaking of AI, this is not about testosterone, or is it? The world's first AI reality TV show has landed.
This show features AI characters. No one controls their decisions. This is their story.
I'm not tapping out. I'd rather die.
The sweat. Look at the sweats if we're dropping from his brow.
Jen, Bob, hold me, I'm scared. The season opener of non-player combat dropped on YouTube and animation, AI-mation, so AI-mation on Sunday. The show's premise, every scene, every character, every sweat bead that dripped from said character's forehead was completely AI generated. It's being described as Fortnite meets Survivor. I'm going to describe it as giving me the heat. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah. You know that it's AI, though, when the lighting's just a little bit too perfect. You're out there in the wilderness,
but it's going to just get better and better and better.
Right.
Yeah.
The reactions are still a little delayed. So that's how I can tell, too. Okay, we're checking in with our Powerball players. Last hour, we asked, I'm surprised. We asked you if you're trying your luck for the big billion, and 41% of you said, nah.
Oh, yeah?
59%
that increases our chances then.
Said
Don't
no.
be jelly.
Yeah, that does increase our chances, actually.
Don't be jelly if we win. If you think you can trust your eyes this morning, think again. A museum in Santa Monica is playing tricks on your brain in the best way.
No artificial intelligence here. Brooke Thomas is live at the Museum of Illusions, where visitors can walk into rooms that feel like they're moving even when they're not. Are you dizzy out there?
You know what? I got to tell you, I am a little bit dizzy. Right now, I'm standing in this human kaleidoscope, and you know, you can also see my photographer here. This is probably one of the last times you'll be able to see Chief Photographer Steve Thorpe on camera. He's retiring, and we love him so much.
We do.
So it was nice to be able to have him in here with me, all 4,000 of him. This is so cool. You know, the Museum of Illusions, they say it's not just a museum. It's more like a mind-bending playground. Really, science, psychology, art, it all comes together. Let's get out of here, Steve. Here, I think this is the way out. Yes, it is. Okay. We're going to get out of here and come on over here to more mirrors. My head can't take it. Crystal, first of all, wait, what is this? What are we in here?
Here is the cloning room. Essentially, it is a reflection of your mirror, when you stand it side by side like this, it's going to create a circle that is cloning you, essentially.
You know, what's so cool about this place is that it's not just the different kind of mind-bending tricks that you get to experience, but you also get to take really cool pictures, and that's really the space we're in as a people right now. We love our Instagram. We love our cool creative posts, and you get to come in here and really focus a lot on that, right?
Right. It's actually encouraged that you take photos. A lot of the parts of the illusion actually need you to take that photo so that you can get the result from the photo.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so which makes it really cool. And this museum is, you know, it's intentionally immersive. You actually insert yourself into the illusion, into the installation to become part of it.
What are some of the reactions that you get so far, especially from kids?
Oh my gosh. I mean, they just go crazy from it. I think that there's also the aspect that they're learning as well. They're building those core memories. So specifically for parents, it's an enjoyable experience because they are getting that learning entertainment, but also educational aspect of it.
Okay, so give us the nuts and bolts really quick. When are you all open?
So we open 10 a.m. Monday through, we're working Monday through
Saturday?
Yeah, Monday through Saturday. No, we're open all the time.
Every day, 10 a.m., 7 days a week. Okay, come on out here, 3rd Street Promenade, right here in Santa Monica. Back to you.
I love it. Ooh, I'm dizzy just looking at you, bro.
I know.
Yeah. All right, coming up.
This one's really cool. You take a photo in here and then flip it upside down. Did you flip this one upside down? Or just, it makes it look like it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It does a thing.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, thank you. So coming up, Good Day Cafe is celebrating Taco Tuesday with Fletcher.
Ooh, Mark Wahlberg's restaurant is in the studio this morning, straight from Huntington Beach. There they are. The deals you could get on Taco Tuesday. First, let's get a check of traffic with Samana.
Oh, that looks delicious. Good morning, everyone. We've got the fog still impacting much of our drive across SoCal, especially in some areas. And we do have some foggy conditions and an accident. There's going to be the southbound side of the 5 at Brookhurst Street. 2 vehicles collided, taking away the slow lane. So just a heads up on your ride. The backup through Anaheim down to 14 miles per hour. And this stretch of road involves a work truck westbound side of the 60 at Ramona Avenue through the Chino area. We are looking at speeds backing you up about 12 miles per hour. And the backup about 2 to 3 miles. So if that's part of your commute, you want to make sure you plan accordingly. And you definitely want to plan ahead if you encounter some of the fog. Here's a look at Orange County. This is going to be the 5 to 55 through Tustin. Really slow going northbound on that 55 stretch. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
Welcome back to Good Day LA. We want to hook you up with 4 tickets and pit passes to Monster Jam at Angel Stadium of Anaheim on January 17th. Get ready for big-time excitement because Monster Jam is roaring into Angel Stadium of Anaheim with some awesome trucks, amazing stunts, and action-packed excitement. It's the only place to see the legendary Gravedigger, Megalodon, El Toro Loco, and more. Coming to Angel Stadium for 6 huge events in January and February of next year. And we want to hook you up with 4 tickets and party pit passes to Monster Jam on January 17th. We're going to be selecting one winner today after 2 p.m. Enter for a chance to win on our website, foxla.com/contest, or go ahead and scan that QR code right there on the screen. We will be looking out for that winner. Good luck to all of our viewers. Now let's send it on over to Maria for a look at your forecast.
And thanks, Amanda. Good Day LA Weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. What a gorgeous shot to show you here. A little bit of cloud cover still over Avalon, and on the island of Catalina, we're already seeing some sunshine. That's going to be the rule again today. High pressure still in control. We still have some morning clouds and some fog depending on where you are, but some offshore winds will keep us nice and dry and warmer even this afternoon than yesterday. The onshore flow will return as this ridge of high pressure breaks down by the weekend, and next week even a chance for some wintry weather. Yeah, looking at the long range model, 6 to 10 day precip outlook. This is as of next week for Christmas week. It looks like we're going to get some slightly wetter than normal conditions, or at least that's what the computer models are pointing to. In the meantime, though, today will be dry. 1 to 3 foot sets rolling in from Ventura County, LA beaches. If you're headed to Orange County, San Diego, even a little smaller, 1 to 2 feet. 67 degrees at the coast today, maybe a little warmer tomorrow to 72, 81 for downtown LA today. We're going to stay there through Thursday, and then we'll start the cooling trend. As you can see, winter will officially arrive here in the Northern Hemisphere on Sunday with the winter solstice, and that looks like it's going to open the door for more clouds, cooler temperatures, and a chance for rain by next week. 66 up into the mountains. Maybe we'll get not just rain, but some snow, hopefully, next week in our local resorts. Otherwise, we're going to continue the cool down back into the 50s by the weekend. 71 in the high desert with lots of sunshine, as you can see here. So whatever you have planned through the weekend, it will be dry. And as we look at the low desert, 84 degrees in Palm Springs, even warmer as we get to Thursday, 85. And then the clouds roll in just in time for the start of the winter season on Sunday. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. It's Taco Tuesday in the Good Day Cafe. And with a passion for bringing people together, Flecha Cantina has your lunch and dinner plans. Of course, that includes tacos and deals on tacos, taquitos, and tequila. Here to tell us what's on the menu are Christian and Faith. You gotta have faith, you gotta have tacos, you gotta have good food and good times, right?
Absolutely.
We're making this cantina a cantina because you're gonna have deals that people cannot pass up. Tell me about these deals, Faith.
All right, well, every Tuesday, what you can expect from us is going to be bold flavors, crafted margaritas, and the energy that you expect for tacos and tequila.
Yeah, fun, vibey.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every Tuesday, and this goes for all 3 of our locations, so Huntington Beach, Las Vegas, and now San Diego. We opened about a month ago.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. Each of our guests can purchase 2 street tacos and a Flecha Frosty for $12.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it's our refreshing way to show you what we can do. We also offer, what you can see right here is our Flecha Flight. It has the Blanco Tequila, Reposado, and Añejo, and it does come with a guacamole simple.
Oh.
It's our curated way to experience premium tequilas. We also have handcrafted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a work day.
It's a work day, it's a morning news show, but hey, you could go to Flecha Cantina in person to try this tequila yourself.
Absolutely.
Why do your flavors stand out?
I think a lot of it is in-house. Everything's scratched. And we literally dehydrate everything in-house.
Oh, wow.
We get fresh masa. So our tacos, that's our pork belly taco. We make it with fresh masa. We do our own pork belly in-house. We do all of our meats, marinades, our own escabeche. We have our own seasoning in-house for guacamole. So all you got to do is just put some avocado and sprinkle a little bit on that, and you're set.
Oh my gosh. So if people were coming for the first time and they want to have dinner for 2, what would you say you have to order?
You got to order the goat cheese pistachio with the pita chips. It is the most delicious thing in the world.
Goat cheese and pistachio.
And it has a jalapeno jelly. You go in, It has a little bit of a kick.
Well, I can't handle the spice too much, but a lot of people do, including my husband, so he will definitely love that.
And then lastly, we have a deal going on with our tamales. So we're doing 6 tamales for $18, which is a deal. You can either have them prep like this, or you can do it all at home, and we set it up so you can warm up.
Perfect. It's the tamale day season. So you have to celebrate the holidays with tamale days.
I love
So you
that.
come for the tacos, the tamales, and the tequila. Any day is good to come, but you're saying Tuesday is the day for the deals, right?
Tuesday is the deal day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that was delicious. That's an appetizer.
That's an appetizer. That's one of our top sellers. That's my favorite. That's why we brought it. Our salsa.
Flecha online at flechacantina.com. And now, Sandra, what do you want? What kind of taco
Oh my gosh, the salsa looks amazing. You could tell they just made it. So
Literally
good. I want to try a tamale too.
Okay.
So save some for me. All right, looks great. Thank you. We have so much more coming up on Good Day LA. We're going to talk about this. Now that the government shutdown has lifted, of course, we're getting a better look at job security in America. So details on the new employment report. Plus, is luxury brand Hermès falling out of popularity? One auction couldn't seem to sell this rare Birkin bag. We'll discuss.
And welcome to Good Day LA at 9 o'clock. I'm Jen Lammers in this morning for Araxia.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Following the murders of Rob and Michelle Reiner, their 32-year-old son is expected to appear in court as a suspect. We have the latest.
Plus, the FBI foils a New Year's Eve terrorist threat, how feds stopped a bombing plot at different locations across L.A.
And brace yourself for delays and detours, the lane closures that take effect this morning on Topanga Canyon. We'll have all those stories, but first, let's get over to Maria for a check on our forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, and we do still have a bit of the cloud cover and some fog, especially near the coast. You can kind of see it here, the gray, on our satellite radar pictures. It will dissipate, and we'll see plenty of sunshine again today, not just inland areas, but even along the coast. Temperatures are starting to warm up. 58 in Burbank, same for Pasadena, 60 degrees in Ontario, 54 in Santa Ana, Big Bear finally getting up above freezing, 36 degrees to that 71 in Palm Springs. High temperatures today will get to around 84 in the low desert in the Palm Springs area, 71 in the high desert with lots of sunshine, 66 up in the mountains eventually in Big Bear. Downtown LA, yesterday we were forecasting for about 80, and we did only get up to 73. That sea breeze really did kick in, but that's still above the average. 80s though today, 86 for the valleys and the Inland Empire too, around the upper 60s at the coast. I'll show you the rest of the forecast. We do have, I think, a big pattern change coming up next week. I'll talk more about that in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Maria. We do begin with the latest developments in the killings of director Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle.
The couple's son, Nick, remains behind bars where he's being held without bail. Nick Reiner was arrested on suspicion of murder in the apparent stabbing death of his own parent. TMZ reporting the 32-year-old currently being held at the Twin Towers jail in administrative segregation and on suicide watch. So with the latest on the case, let's bring in Mario Ramirez.
Yeah, he's live outside the criminal courts building in downtown Los Angeles. Good morning, Mario.
So Jen, Sandra, good morning. Prosecutors with the DA's office are expected to take the next step in this case following the murders of Rob and his wife, Michelle Reiner, at their Brentwood home. And this news, of course, has been shocking Hollywood and the community here. Take a look. You can see Nick Reiner pictured here, now named a suspect in the case. He's the youngest son of director Rob Reiner. He remains in custody as authorities take the next step in this case. The 32-year-old arrested Sunday night on suspicion of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and a 68-year-old mother, Michelle. Today, the LA County DA's office reviewing the case to decide whether formal charges could be filed here and what those charges look like. The couple was found inside their Brentwood home Sunday afternoon, discovered by their daughter, Rami, who called 911. Investigators, meanwhile, say Nick was not at the home when officers arrived. They believe he left sometime after the attacks. Detectives have been piecing together a timeline, including a heated argument between Nick and his father at a holiday party the night before. TMZ reports that hours later, he checked into a Santa Monica hotel around 4 a.m. Sunday using a credit card before he was eventually taken into custody late Sunday night in Exposition Park. Now, many are asking who Nick Reiner is as we're learning some of these new details. The 32-year-old is the youngest of Rob and Michelle Reiner's two sons. Professionally, he was credited as a writer, and he's been very open about his battles with drug addiction as well as homelessness, telling People magazine in an interview he made his first visit to rehab at just 15 years old, and he would return 17 times. So for over a decade, the family, as well as Nick, had been struggling with these issues. Now, as prosecutors decide exactly how to move forward with this case and charges are pending, we're waiting to learn exactly what they look like. We can tell you that, again, Nick is being held on no bail right now. Initially, it was $4 million bail, but that changed, and we'll have updates here as soon as they come in. For now, that's the latest here downtown. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. So 10 years ago, Reiner and his son actually worked together on a movie.
That's right. Rob directed and Nick wrote it, and Amanda's here to talk about Being Charlie. That's the name of the movie.
Being Charlie was really made to help other families, and the saddest part and the most ironic is that it didn't help save their own family. Right. And they do say, write what you know. It's one of the most authentic ways we can share our stories. And Being Charlie eerily mirrors what we're learning about Nick Reiner, who co-wrote the movie.
Dad, I'm not going to listen to you tell me what a drug addict I am.
Tough, dear. You can either head back to treatment or live on the streets. It's your choice.
I love him. I don't love him. Oh, no.
You've had plenty of choices, Charlie.
Rehab or jail. You know, quite a wide selection there.
It follows a successful actor turned politician and his son, who's a privileged child who's struggling with addiction. Charlie has numerous failed attempts at rehab until his dad tells him, hey, get clean or get out. When they were promoting the movie, father and son said Nick's screenplay mirrored their relationship and their lives. Rob said that he decided to do the movie because he thought It could be healthy both for Nick and the whole family to explore these issues cinematically. You know, art can be healing, and he was very honest on the press leg of promoting this movie, saying that they did get into arguments on set and that he had this unconditional love for his son, and that he's tried every approach with tough love. He's tried to have him live there with them. He's tried rehab, but he says you never give up on your child. You have to hold out that hope.
You're responsible for them being here on Earth, so you're going to do everything within human capacity to help your kid.
And there's a scene near the end when the father tells his son he's trying to save his life, saying, "I'd rather you hate me and you be alive." Reiner said that was taken almost verbatim from their own lives, and the movie had helped them achieve that level of communication. This is just so sad, seeing this turn of events now unfold in real time right before us, knowing that they did make this movie in hopes of helping not only themselves but other families, and now this turn of event.
I'm sure it was also, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just being a creative outlet for both of them to express what they've gone through. Maybe it could be cathartic and therapeutic for them to really repair or heal their relationship. And obviously, maybe it worked in the time, but after that, you know, it got off the rails again.
Maybe it was a way to bring Nick in the fold, too, right? Because the family, they're all in television and cinema.
All in the family. And he actually said on when he was promoting it that this was the most personal project to date that he has ever worked on. And how could it not be when it's, you know, art imitating life?
Right, mirroring what they were going through and their struggles.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, you can watch it. Cary Elwes stars as the dad and said at times he would tone down his anger at his on-screen son, thinking maybe it was too much. And what did Rob tell him to do? The opposite, directing him to turn it up.
Wow.
It just goes to show you, you know, if this was mirroring very closely what was happening at home. That goes to show you how volatile it could have been.
And how pushed to their limits they all were.
Right.
But in a sense, it shows you how much love there is still,
of course,
you know, between father and son, and just trying to find that healing between them, but very difficult in this situation. All right, of course, thank you, Amanda. We're going to follow these updates on the story on air and streaming and online, of course. So as new information and reaction to the tragedy comes in, we'll bring it to you. So you can find all the updates on foxla.com, the Fox Local app as well, and our YouTube page, Fox 11 Los Angeles.
All right, so other news this morning, the FBI says it stopped a New Year's Eve bombing plot in Southern California.
Haley Winslow has the latest from Westwood on all of this. Haley?
You know, it's terrifying to think about what could have happened if this plot to bomb Southern California hadn't been stopped. But thankfully, FBI agents say that they have. This was planned for the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve at least 5 locations in Southern California, and then a separate attack, they say, on New Orleans. They caught the 4 suspects that you see in these pictures right here, all locals ages 24 to 41, who went by the nicknames Nomad, Kickware, AK, and they say led by 30-year-old Audrey Carroll in that first picture, a.k.a. a Siganak of South L.A., a member of the Turtle Island Liberation Front. They say is a pro-Palestine, anti-government group promoting violence. They were all arrested Friday, facing a possible max sentence of 15 years in federal prison for 2 counts, conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device. So federal agents caught them in the Mojave Desert. Authorities say they were making homemade bombs on a table under a tent, and they say they plan to put the IEDs in backpacks and blow up Amazon-type logistical centers at least 5 locations across SoCal at the stroke of midnight. They were plotting future attacks, they say, against ICE agents as well.
Last Friday, the FBI arrested 4 of those subjects near 29 Palms in San Bernardino County while they planned and rehearsed their attack. The 4 subjects are members of a radical faction of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, TILF, a violent, homegrown anti-government group. The subject arrested envisioned planting backpacks with improvised explosive devices to be detonated at multiple locations in Southern California, targeting U.S. companies. These bombs were to blow up at the same time on midnight this New Year's Eve.
The operation was called Operation Midnight Sun. Authorities also found posters inside that leader's home that said "Death to America." Thankfully, it sounds like there's no longer a threat. Reporting live here at the FBI building in LA in Brentwood, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
All right, Haley, thank you. Meantime, a terrifying incident in the Beverly Crest area. Several armed burglars broke into a house overnight. The LAPD says a housekeeper was inside at the time. Thankfully, that person was not hurt. Police say 7 men armed with guns and wearing dark clothing and hooded sweatshirts got into the home on Blantyre Drive around 2 a.m. The suspects were last seen driving away in a black Chevy Tahoe with no license plates. Police say they got away with jewelry, purses, watches, and a safe.
All right, new this morning, the U.S. jobs market is showing mixed signals. The Labor Department reporting 64,000 jobs in November were added, beating expectations. However, October saw a loss of 105,000 jobs, largely due to the government shutdown. The unemployment rate rose to 4.6%, which is the highest since 2021. Delayed reports because of the shutdown highlight hiring struggles tied to economic uncertainty, high interest rates, and automation. Hiring is also being weakened by uncertainty over President Donald Trump's tariffs.
Meantime, the rich keep getting richer, especially if their name is Elon Musk. The world's richest man just became the first person to cross the $600 billion mark in net worth. That's all according to Forbes. Musk got a boost on Monday from his Tesla stock after the company announced its driverless robo-taxis were now testing in Texas without any humans in the driver's seat. Musk also got a boost from his SpaceX valuation. All right, coming up, Amanda has your entertainment headlines after the break, including the star actress who still relies on her family for something many parents can relate to.
But first, a check of traffic.
And we do have some traffic to talk about. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Still got the inland valleys this morning in some of the foothill communities, so you really want to give yourself a little extra time. In fact, taking a look at one of our live traffic cameras here, this is the 5 freeway northbound at the 55 juncture in Orange County. The freeways look good, but we're definitely picking up that fog layer outside. Drive times in and out of downtown LA, it is slow. This is on the westbound 10 towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405, 54 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 31 minutes. And on that west 60 between the 57 to the 5, also quite slow, 45 minutes there. Here's some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DT LA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. The dense fog advisory is still in effect for parts of LA County. As you can see here, the Orange County area, it was allowed to expire, but it's still pretty dense near the airport, also on up into the border of Ventura and LA. So Malibu, that area is still getting some dense fog along the coast just for another 45 minutes or so. We also have an air quality alert in place. So all the areas shaded in this turquoise color here, no burn rule right now. That means no burning of wood, any pellets, or even any of the fake fire logs out there, indoor or outdoor. Please don't do that. That is adding to the particulate matter in the atmosphere. So let's stay, all of us, stay healthier with less of that in the atmosphere. Speaking of, the atmosphere is warming up. We've got an area of high pressure. It is starting to weaken as we look at the models into the weekend and next week, just in time for the start of the winter season. And as that ridge of high pressure breaks down and moves to our southeast, we'll get a storm system getting close to us here by next week. So we could look for some cloudy, cool conditions leading up to Christmas Eve, and even some shower chances Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. So the potential for a wintry type storm to move far enough south to impact our weather finally. It's been largely warm to hot the whole month of December, and we haven't had any measurable precipitation. So we could use a little bit, right? And even some snow in our local resort. So I'll keep you posted as we get closer. In the meantime, today we've got partly to mostly sunny skies getting into the lunch hour, and then some clouds returning later this evening into tonight. We'll likely see another round of some clouds and some fog tomorrow morning. Thousand Oaks, we've got a mix of sun and some cloud cover. A little bit less of the cloud cover as we get to the afternoon. That high temperature in the mid to upper 70s. Laguna Beach, some cloudy conditions still there, overcast with the marine layer and a little bit of that fog, and then getting into the low mid 60s a little bit later. I'll show you the 70 forecast just a bit. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. Okay, ladies, this one I want to see your reaction on. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Despite being a multi-millionaire and 21 years old and being married to Jake Bon Jovi, who is John Bon Jovi's son.
Rock royalty.
Millie Bobby Brown does not have her own Netflix account.
What?
Yeah.
What will we lose?
On a
She's on
recent
Netflix.
show, Capital FM, she said, in her eyes, she's still a child. And her parents still see her as a child, even though she's 21 years old. And so she refuses to get her own Netflix account because she's just a baby, basically, is what she's saying. Just to give you, I mean, it definitely is not for financial reasons, because she first started her 2016 Stranger Things journey making $10,000 to $30,000 per episode. And now, for the finale, she's making between $250,000 to $300,000 per episode.
Okay, now that seems low. That seems low for how much money that show has made.
Yes, but I mean, when you think about it, there was a lot of mouths to feed on that show.
This is true.
You got a whole ensemble there.
Yeah, but she should be paying for her parents' Netflix account, not the other way around.
I agree. I'm sure
my kid's raking in that much money at 21 years old, legal and everything. Hey, help
I'd be
your
living in
mama
their
out.
house.
Do you know? Well, I thought they did live together, but now she adopted a baby girl. So, and
that's right.
Yeah, when her and Jake adopted a baby girl. Also, her net worth is $20 million. You know how people have golden birthdays? She's 21. She's got like financial birthdays.
Yeah.
1 million for every year she's been on this planet.
Gosh.
Is there anything that your parents, in your adult ages, is there anything your parents still pay for?
No, not a single thing.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
No. No.
No. I'm 41 years old.
I know.
I know.
Yeah.
They did. I tell you, the day that they finally told me I needed to start paying for my cell phone bill, that I really had that moment. But like, but
Do you still love me?
Kicking me out. And we're on a family plan, but they said, you got to contribute to your portion.
My parents won't let me pay for anything for them.
The pride of it all.
It's the pride of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I know, adulting here. Coming up, cashing in on a good deal. It is TikTok Tuesday.
Yeah, so Christmas is less than 10 days away.
Ah, what?
But you know what? They have you covered. From sweets to scents, we have some great holiday ideas.
And don't forget about today's hookup. Good Day LA wants to hook you up with 4 tickets and party pit passes to Monster Jam at Angel Stadium of Anaheim on January 17th. We will be selecting one winner today after 2 in the afternoon. So enter for your chance to win on our website at foxla.com/contest or link through the QR code on your screen.
Megalodon. El Toro Loco. Sparkle Smash. Grave Digger.
Welcome back. 9:23 right now. So your first chance to register for Olympic event tickets will be next month. Single event tickets begin at $28, and if you live near an Olympic venue, you'll get early access. The Paralympics, which is coming to LA for the first time, will sell tickets in 2027. Events will span iconic locations like the Coliseum and SoFi Stadium. So you can visit la28.org to register and secure your chance to witness history. The games run July 14th through the 30th, 2028. Can't wait.
And in case you're wondering, Olympic organizers are promising the opportunity to buy affordable tickets. Yes, they say at least 1 million tickets sold will be priced at $28. And about a third of all Olympic tickets will be less than $100. Registration opens on January 14th, and that is when you'll be entered into a random ticket draw and hopefully receive a time slot in which you can buy tickets later in 2026. Okay, we also have a really great deal for winter solstice happening this Sunday. Salt and Straw wants to brighten the darkest day of the year with their Make It a Double promotion all day long in its scoop shops. So with every scoop of ice cream, you can get another scoop of ice cream for free. If you want the deal, you'll need to use a secret phrase that'll be announced on Salt and Straw's Instagram page this week.
TikTok Tuesday, sponsored by TikTok.
Yes, indeed. It is TikTok Tuesday with holiday trends, statement scents. We've got energy boosts and sweet treats, too, plus luxury self-care. We have our friend here, Christine Lucida, who is all over the latest trends on TikTok, all the top picks. Christine, I see a lot of goodies here on the table.
Yes.
I'm going to start with my favorite, which is skincare, of course.
Of course. Who doesn't love a good skincare? This is from Grown Alchemist. They were born with the idea and the belief that skin health is a true reflection on overall wellness. I love all of their formulas are plant powered, they're science boosted. This is their primer highlight.
Okay.
It's beautiful matte finish. It has an amazing smell to it.
Fragrance.
Yes, and it's trending on TikTok with over 20 million views and counting. We love this. They also have great hand and body care, a body oil. It's the perfect luxurious gift for the lovers of skincare in our life.
For that special someone that's tough to get for her, right?
Yes.
This would be a very useful gift?
A useful gift. They will love you, and all of their products really boost hydration, and they transform the skin, and you can head on over to Grown Alchemist.
Really
Doesn't it? And it smells really good, too.
It does.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so from skincare to tummy care. There's cookies, there's food that you can order.
Okay, yes.
On TikTok.
Right, this is wild. Okay, so these are from Crumb's Bake Shop. They are back. We love them. It's a brand we all know. This is their iconic brand. So it's Chubbies. These are delicious handmade buttercream soft cookie sandwiches. Maria, try one. Okay, they come in red velvet, birthday cake, chocolate chip. Again, they are so delicious. They are dropping all of their products now in yummy cupcakes and cookies all around in grocery stores and convenience stores. Try one. How does this taste?
So I can see why they call it a chubby.
Yeah.
It's really fat. Okay, I'm trying to do this
gracefully.
Yeah, exactly, like a lady.
And it's a perfect, stocking stuffer for the foodies in your life. Oh, is that so yummy?
I love the filling inside.
I know, it's delicious. I love it
really
so
good.
much. So again, you can find this on Original Crumbs, and thank you so much for bringing them back. We love this brand so much.
Okay. That's milk, right?
Yeah.
To do that
You want some milk?
No, right now, but a little bit later.
Milk and cookies, Maria.
Some cookies, some milk. Okay, so from milk to energy drinks.
Exactly. Okay, this is the perfect gift for the teens in our life, the gamers, the creators. This is by G Fuel. This is their sugar-free energy drink. It's so delicious, and it's over 50 flavors, and it has antioxidants and vitamins in it, so it's actually good for you. And they have been featured with some of the biggest collaborations in TV and movies and anime. It's so good. But the best part is, for Good Day LA viewers, we're so excited. We're offering 30% off. Just use the code GDAY30 and you can get this perfect gift. They also come in caffeine-free, which I would need. You do not want to see me on caffeine.
No, you have a lot of energy.
I do have a lot of energy.
Very natural.
I would be insane. But these are so amazing.
Okay, so that from fuel drinks to fragrances.
Exactly. True Religion is an iconic brand that we all know and love. I love that it's, when you wear this fragrance, it's all about embodying your self-expression and confidence and what it means to be your own true. Maria, they just dropped their men's, their women's are flirty and fun and fruity. Here, do you want to try one?
I want to try, yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you spray that.
Okay,
it smells so good.
I still have True Religion jeans.
Oh, they're iconic and amazing. You'll keep them forever, right?
Okay, let me just spray. Let me spray.
Oh, it's so fruity.
Oh, that smells fresh.
Right? And it's a perfect finishing touch to our holiday glam. I love this. You can find all of these at truereligion.com. And what a great gift for the men, the women. They've got...
This is a beautiful bottle.
Aren't they so beautiful? The packaging and everything?
Yes.
I love it.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, Christine, you did it again. You gave us a lot of stuff that we should buy.
Of course.
You can check out Christine at her TikTok at TV Product Girl, at TV Product Girl.
Yes, and don't forget to go on TikTok and look for your coupons so you guys get extra savings on all of these things.
Christine, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to smell this one. This is a good gift for a guy.
Yeah, totally.
All right, welcome to Good Day LA. It's 9:30 on this Tuesday. I'm Jen Lombers in for Araxia.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Shocking new details in the tragic murders of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. As their son is set to appear in court, we'll have more on the hours leading up to their tragic deaths.
Plus, Jewish communities around the world left shaken after gunfire erupts at a Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach. Details on the potential terror link discovered by police.
And flying to Vegas in comfort without paying a crazy price. A new service about to open to the public at Santa Monica Airport. But first, to check on weather.
Yes, let's talk about the foggy conditions outside. Still persisting in some areas near the coast in LA County, so just be mindful of that if you are going to head out the door soon here. 59 degrees currently in downtown LA. The wind's mostly calm, but generally that flow is coming out of the northeast, and that is what's helping to produce these warmer temperatures. Look at the month of December thus far, with the exception of the 3rd, which still is a mild temperature, 69. That was like right on the dot average for the date. Every single day has been above normal. Today we'll likely see the same red box. However, that being said, looking at the long-range models for next week, which is leading up to Christmas week and Christmas Day, we could be looking at some rain and some slightly wetter than normal conditions. So what a flip in the script. We're going to change the weather pattern as we get into the latter part of this weekend. You'll notice the clouds increasing and that stronger onshore flow and sea breeze. So temperatures will start to come down closer to that average of 67. Today, in the meantime, 81. That'll be warmer than yesterday. Our sunset time coming up at 4:46. Here are the highs we're expecting today. 78 in Burbank. Looking at Woodland Hills nearing 90, 86. 79 in Corona to that 84 in Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So Rob and Michelle Reiner's son, Nick, remains behind bars in connection to his parents' death. So today, the LAPD is expected to present its case against Reiner to the district attorney's office.
Mario Ramirez is live at the criminal courts building in downtown LA, and he has the latest on this. Good morning.
Yeah, Jen, Sandra, they haven't been filed yet, but charges are expected today in this high-profile case. We should mention that Nick Reiner could possibly appear in court as early as today here downtown. And we say that because we first have to get those charges. First, the case has to be presented by prosecutors or two prosecutors from the LAPD, and they'll decide exactly how to move forward. But take a look. Nick Reiner, pictured here in this family photo, he's now at the center of this investigation following his arrest and the death of his parents. The 32-year-old taken into custody Sunday night on suspicion of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and his mother, Michelle Singer Reiner, 68. Today, investigators expected to present the case to the LA County District Attorney's Office as they consider whether and how to formally file charges here. The couple found dead inside their Brentwood home Sunday afternoon, discovered by their own daughter who called 911. Investigators say Nick Reiner was not at the home when police arrived, and they believe he left at some point after the stabbing. Detectives, they've been building a detailed timeline, including an argument between father and son at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party the night before. Hours later, we learned that he checked into a hotel in Santa Monica around 4 a.m. using his credit card before he was eventually tracked down and arrested in Exposition Park. And authorities confirm he is currently being held at the Twin Towers Detention Center without bail, placed on suicide watch. And back out here live, the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division continues to lead the investigation using evidence in the case obtained from the home that'll be presented. And we did learn that home is where Nick Reiner is believed to have lived with his parents when all of this was happening. For now, that's the latest here. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. And we are learning more, as Mario was mentioning, about what may have led up to the murders. According to TMZ, witnesses saw Nick arguing with his father at Conan O'Brien's holiday party just the night before.
Rob Reiner, Michelle attended, and they also attended with Nick. Now, people at the party said that Nick looked out of place. He didn't have nice clothes on. Instead, he had a hoodie on, hood up, and he just looked like something was off. And to that point, at the party, we have been told Rob and Nick had a blowout argument where they were screaming at one another, and it was so bad that Rob and Michelle actually chose to leave the party.
If Nick Reiner is convicted, he could face life in prison without parole. And this morning, President Trump is under fire from even some Republicans after his Truth Social post, accusing Reiner of being obsessed and pushing what he called Trump derangement syndrome.
Trump later doubled down on that criticism while speaking with reporters at the White House.
I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. So he became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome.
Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massie called Trump's remarks inappropriate and disrespectful, while others urged him to show decency as well. Rob Reiner was a prominent Democrat and vocal Trump critic. Former First Lady Michelle Obama spoke about Rob Reiner on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night.
They're not deranged or crazed. What they have always been are passionate people in a time when there's not a lot of courage going on. They were the kind of people who were ready to put their actions behind what they cared about.
Michelle Obama told the late-night host that her and former President Barack Obama were supposed to see them the night they died. And you can follow story updates on air, on streaming, and online as new information and reaction to the tragedy comes in. Of course, bring it to you. Find updates on foxla.com, the Fox Local app, and our YouTube page, Fox 11 Los Angeles.
Our other top story this morning, Rhode Island police are asking for help to find the gunman in the deadly shooting at Brown University. They released new videos of a possible suspect here. You can see the suspect walking on the streets of Providence, wearing all dark clothing, along with a hat and a mask. The clips were taken just hours before 2 students were killed and several others were hurt. The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to the shooter's arrest.
We're grateful for it. Is a noted, visible police presence to provide some confidence for families that are taking their kids to school, people who have to get to work.
You have to pull every rock, you have to look at every video, you have to examine evidence, you have to check ballistics. It just takes a lot of work.
A different person of interest was taken into custody on Sunday but later released. Brown has canceled classes and final exams for the rest of the semester as the investigation moves forward.
New details are emerging in the deadly mass shooting in Australia. Investigators say the terror attack was inspired by ISIS. They say 2 gunmen opened fire on a crowd of people celebrating Hanukkah on Australia's famed Bondi Beach on Sunday. 15 people were killed and at least 25 people were injured. The suspects, a father and son, were both shot by police during the attack. The father was killed. The son remains in the hospital. Investigators found Islamic State flags in their car along with explosives. Sydney's famed Opera House paying tribute to those shooting victims. This image of the menorah was projected onto one of the exterior sails of the building to show support for Australia's Jewish community. Australia's Prime Minister called the shooting an act of anti-Semitic terrorism that shook the nation.
Happening today, another doctor will be sentenced for his role in actor Matthew Perry's death. Dr. Mark Chavez pleaded guilty to a federal charge of conspiring to distribute the drug ketamine. He faces up to 10 years in federal prison. 2 weeks ago, another physician in the case was sentenced to 30 months in prison, 2 years of supervised release, and a $5,600 fine. Perry, best known for the TV show Friends, died in December 2023 from the effects of ketamine.
The Trump administration was back in court Monday fighting a lawsuit over the new White House ballroom. The National Trust wants a federal court to pause the construction. They argue the administration tore down the East Wing and began work without going through the required reviews or congressional approval. On Monday, lawyers for President Trump argued the construction must continue for, quote, reasons of national security. The new filing also revealed that above-ground construction is not expected to begin until next April. The East Wing sits atop an emergency operations bunker for the president. The White House says the project is all privately funded. They expect it'll be finished by 2029.
Meantime, the president has signed an executive order classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. The order gives the Trump administration more tools to target countries and groups connected to the drug trade. President Trump previously imposed tariffs on Mexico and China, claiming they weren't doing enough to stop fentanyl from entering the U.S. He also punished Canada, even though only 43 pounds came through the northern border last year.
Netflix is defending its $72 billion bid to acquire Warner Brothers, despite industry concerns. In a letter, Netflix executives say the deal would boost consumer choice and creative opportunities. However, Paramount has made a competing $78 billion offer, escalating tensions. Critics, including Hollywood guilds, worry the merger could cut jobs and reduce content. Netflix shares have dropped 15% amid skepticism, but the company remains confident it can secure government approval and finalize the deal.
California is joining 20 other states in a lawsuit filed against Uber. The company is accused of charging people for its Uber One subscription without their consent and making it difficult to cancel. The lawsuit, previously filed by the FTC, claims Uber misled customers about the amount of money they could save. The suit claims users did not receive free deliveries or savings on orders as promised. And some users described the cancellation process as, quote, exceedingly difficult. Uber denies the claims, including that it signed people up for the subscription without their knowledge.
Investing in electric vehicles isn't working out for some car manufacturers, including Ford. The company is predicting a loss of $19.5 billion as it scales back its EV plans. The car manufacturers is citing reduced demand for EVs, while regulatory changes are also forcing some automakers to pivot. It's also ending production of its all-electric F-150 Lightning. Ford will now significantly shift into gas and hybrid models.
Starting in just a few days, the airline JSX is launching new public charter flights from Santa Monica Airport to Las Vegas. Beginning Friday, December 19th, the service will use quiet, eco-friendly aircraft, offering a convenient alternative to crowded airports. With one daily flight, passengers can enjoy a quick 20-minute check-in, free checked bags, and onboard perks like cocktails and Wi-Fi. Another perk is no middle seats. Tickets start at $149 one way, and you can buy them from the JSX website or its mobile app.
A Santa Monica museum is making adults feel like kids again.
We love it. Brooke Thomas is living large at the Museum of Illusions, checking out some perspective-changing rooms. Good morning.
Yes, no, actually, this is so fun. So you see right here, one person ends up looking very tiny. Another person ends up looking very tall, and it's all an optical illusion. You can kind of see how it would work out over here. It's fun. They show you an example of what it actually looks like when two people who are around the same height just kind of stand in these 2 points. This is a really, really cool place. So we're gonna walk now into the brain gym, which I think is awesome. It also just goes to show that there is something for everybody here. Crystal, come on over here. Let's talk a little bit about what goes on in here.
Oh, so this is our brain gym. This is the place where you're gonna use your brain muscles and solve these these brain teasers, puzzles. We also have ones that you can take home with you for purchase after you've done the museum. So this is where you get to try them out before.
I love that. Oh, and just also want to mention, you have a really, really cool gift shop. I checked, the prices are very reasonable, like very budget friendly. And then on top of that, you have a 20% discount happening right now until Christmas, right?
Until December 22nd. That's right. Yeah.
You know, we like to get the kids smart gifts.
Yeah, they're going to learn a little bit. And
Awesome. Okay, so the Museum of Illusion, they are here, right here on 3rd Street Promenade. They are here 7 days a week, starting at 10 a.m. every morning. So before I go, right, I want to, Jen and Sandra, do you want to play a little game?
Yeah, sure. Always.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the rules, okay? I'm about to show you things on the wall. Don't read the word. You need to tell me the color as fast as you can, okay?
Okay. Okay. Red,
okay, can you see this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
red, yellow,
purple,
green,
blue,
purple,
green, red,
yellow, blue.
Wait, what do you want us to do?
Purple,
yellow, blue, orange, green,
red.
pink, green.
Hey, why
yeah, you're already
I think I got a couple of those right.
You're already.
We already failed.
You got a couple. You started off strong, and then for some reason this was blue to you, and I'm
that was blue.
Sure why.
It's neither color.
I'm not sure because neither the word or the color is blue. I don't know, but you did get a solid 2.
That is specific to my brain.
And Sandra started off wrong.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
But it's fun, right?
Yeah. Wow, that's
cool. Like your brain tells you to read the color.
That's right.
And then eventually your brain just tells you to do whatever. Just
and
say
then eventually your brain just shuts down.
I was just freestyling, yeah, clearly.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Brooke.
Back to you.
All right, that's so fun. Okay, coming up, you can still celebrate the holidays as an adult. Just offer the drinks, right, Coco?
Who wants shot skis?
That's right. Look at this sign. He sees you when you're drinking. That's right, here at Frosty's Christmas Bar in Hollywood. We're going to take you live inside and also show you some of the most popular drinks.
All right, so let's talk about this weather because it's going to finally change. At least that's what this one model is showing us. High pressure right now is in control, but as we look to this weekend, which, by the way, we will welcome the winter season officially on the 21st, on Sunday. That is the winter solstice. We're going to get a stronger onshore flow and a little bit of a cool down beginning Sunday. And then watch this area of low pressure. It's going to stay to the north, but another one moves in just in time for Christmas Eve on the 24th. It looks like we'll get some snow finally. Again, up into the Mammoth, Sierra Nevada area. We'll get some light showers, potentially a stronger system for Christmas Day, as you can see here. So I think the pattern is changing now, finally, as we get into our first full week of the winter season next week. In the meantime, 1 to 3 feet, Ventura County, LA beaches, Orange County, San Diego, a little smaller, 1 to 2 plus. Temperatures at the coast around the upper 60s. And as we look at those clouds increase over the weekend and into next week. Downtown LA, 81 today, down to just the low 70s as we get to the weekend and Monday. And then hopefully after that, we will look for some more wet weather. 86 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, down to the 70s this weekend. Mountains, 66 eventually. And Big Bear, the high desert areas in the 70s today as we look for some sunshine, and then 71 degrees there as we look at the weekend, cooling off to the low 70s as well. And then the low desert, 84 today, Palm Springs. I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Maria. So, Frosty the Snowman wants to show you how to party like it's 1999.
Okay.
And it's Christmas.
That's right. Coco McAvoy live in Hollywood with a look at Frosty's Christmas bar.
Hey there, I have the perfect way for you to really get into that Christmas holiday spirit and do it the adult way. Welcome to Frosty's Christmas Bar. Look at how wonderful and magical this is. It's massive, but you have to imagine this in the evening, in the nighttime, with so many people packed around having a wonderful time, surrounded by all of this beauty, all of the lights, all the bulbs. I am now here with Leah. She's the project manager. You've got some great drinks to tell us about, right?
Yes, so right here we have our mistletoe strawberry margarita, which has been sold out 3 times already. It is a tequila blanco lime, and then we top it off with some rosemary and a few cranberries. Nice. To give that perfect Christmas touch.
Yes, it's such a pretty drink too with the red coloring on the inside. Oh, that's a perfect touch.
And then we have our Santa's Mocha Martini, which is a peppermint vodka topped with some whipped cream and some chocolate syrup and sprinkles.
Oh, what a beautiful drink. I can imagine that's a popular drink as well. Tell us all about Frosty's Christmas Bar.
Yeah, so Frosty's Christmas Bar is an immersive in and outdoor experience, which makes it special here in LA, as our other locations, Chicago, Houston, New York, is just indoor, but here we get to appreciate the weather, and it's just, we have DJs, we have bottle service, and then of course our specialty cocktails.
Yes. 3rd year in a row here in Hollywood. If you can talk about what makes it so special and makes people want to come every year.
Yeah, so every year we reimagine this place. We build it from the ground up. It takes around 2.5 weeks to build. We have a team around 12 people, and just the fact that it's a party experience differentiates it from other bars we have here in LA.
Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you for making these beautiful drinks as well. This is definitely something you have got to come and check out. It is 21 and up. It's going to be running here until Tuesday, December 30th, right in the heart of Hollywood. I'll send it back to you.
It's a really good time. I can attest to that.
Yep.
We went last year.
Video evidence of you.
That's right there. I was just showing her video of evidence. Me and Amanda, okay?
Oh, fun.
Guilty.
Fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Looks great. Okay, a reminder this morning to send out your Christmas gifts ASAP. The Postal Service says most of your packages need to be sent by tomorrow to be delivered before the holiday. The regular 5-day shipping deadlines begin December 17th, so if you don't mind spending a little extra, you have until Thursday if you pay for Priority Mail. The deadline for Priority Mail Express is Saturday. It's important to note these are just estimates here, and USPS suggests sending your packages early to avoid any delays. Also, allow an extra day or two for items shipping outside the United States, of course, and same-day shipping is December 24th.
Take a picture of that. You're
really pushing it. December 24th, mailing them out.
I know, that's right. You're living on the edge. Yep. Okay, coming up next at 10 o'clock, someone left some strange gifts on the side of the road in Northern California meant to literally get people in high spirits for the holidays.
And Mariah Carey isn't just the queen of Christmas. Details on her new Olympic gig.
And we will tell you about the emergency supply people say they sneak into holiday gatherings to make family more tolerable.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day LA at 10 o'clock on this Tuesday. Here are some of the stories we're following for you right now.
Following the deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle at their Brentwood home Sunday, we're learning more about their 32-year-old son. Charges are expected to be filed today. We're live downtown just ahead.
And new revelations about the men suspected in the anti-Semitic terror attack on the Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach, where the Australian government says the two spent the month of November.
And we watched the fog really deepen this morning. We're still looking at some fog on our current visibility map here. Reduced visibility still in large